Oh dear. I'm sure that it will all work out in the end.
Where did I go wrong? Shame. All these twisty staircases look like so much more fun than those sliding tile puzzles.
Right now, anything would be more fun than sliding tile puzzles. I understand that this game, well, the developers of this game are trying to do something different with each episode. But having endless tile puzzles is kind of wearing a bit thin right now.
Should we save a plate for Dad?
I brought him food earlier. He refused to eat. He's too preoccupied with this next big adventure he's cooking up in his head.
You know, that's just like Dad. Once adventure is on his mind, he can't focus on anything else.
He's never lost his drive. You have to give him that.
Well, I've never regretted retiring my questing boots. It allowed me to devote my full attention to raising my daughter.
Isn't that right, my little cuddle bug?
Dad, stop. You're embarrassing me.
Oh, come now, Alexander. We were raised going on adventures and we turned out just fine. Well, you know what I mean. Oh, look at Gart. He's been questing since he could crawl, and shaping up to be quite the handsome prince, if I do say so myself.
Well, thanks for saying so, Mother.
Oh, I do hope you decide to take Gwendolyn on her own adventure soon. She's got it in her blood. You can't keep her safe forever.
She can go out questing for danger when she's older. We like to do things a little differently in the Green Isles.
You can say that again. Not enough addendums and far too few decrees. Pardon the interruption, milady.
I see. Thank you. Gart, the chambermaid found this crumbled up in your waste bin. I am assuming it fell.
Yes, thank the shining stars they found it. I was looking all over for that. It must have blown right off my desk. Give it here. I'll deliver it right after supper.
No need. I'll deliver it myself in the morning.
Gart, I told you to keep the windows closed in your room. It's so breezy in there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please pass the peas?
Gart, did you not hear Gwendolyn?
Oh, apologies. I thought that was a nintmouse squeaking in the courtyard. What did you say?
I asked you to please pass
Gart? Please pass the peas to your cousin.
The little highness can reach them herself. I'm not here to serve her.
You would be honored to serve.
Children, that's enough. There you go, dear. Or was that so hard? Now, can we just finish up dinner in peace? Grandpa would like to speak with everyone after dinner.
Ugh, I hate the smell of that lavender. When I'm king, we will never serve those abominations again.
Oh, do tell us, Gart. What qualities do you possess that would make for a good king?
Well, for one, I've been raised in this castle and trained to properly take over the kingdom. Unlike some other children who have only had adventures in their imaginations.
Boys, I don't like where this conversation is going. Daventry is our home, Alexander. You chose to run away with the princess and rule over her kingdom. Who else besides Gart would make a good king?
I don't know. I hear Kyle has some big ideas.
Kyle? Really? Uncle, you're acting like a buffoon.
Well, if this is how children raised by royalty treat their elders, then I'm proud that Gwendolyn and I grew up outside these castle walls.
What? So now your family is too good for Daventry? It would be an honor for me to be king. But for you, it's just a burden?
Knock it off, Gart!
No! You're just a little girl. Nothing more than a dreamer. If you didn't encourage Grandfather's ramblings, he might actually notice that I am the only man for the job. Sit down. You're embarrassing the family.
You will never be half the king Grandpa is. And he would never, ever leave the kingdom to such a spoiled, thoughtless child. I may be a little girl, but you're the one that needs to grow up.
Distress.
I think it would be best to cool off in your rooms. Everybody. No one is allowed to see Grandpa until you can all get along.
Grandpa, can I come in?
Gwendolyn, you've disobeyed your grandma by sneaking in here. I was told everyone was sentenced to their chambers. Do you know what that means?
That I should go back to my room, take this time to reflect in my journal.
No. It means you should pull up a chair, and I can finish this story without any more interruptions.
I think I crossed the line tonight.
Oh, I'm sure you did. Good thing this story is all about crossing lines.
We will investigate the upstairs soon. For now, let's concentrate on down here.
Do you think the beard is too much? My wife says it itches her, but I think it's dignified. So, how long have you been working here? So, where are you from? Ooh, sounds exotic. Is there a spot for picnics around here?
I'm guessing that means move on.
You'll find this puzzle is easier without all that extra weight, Mr. Majesty.
Right. You can see that we have tiles on the floor and tiles on the wall just here. And the tiles on the wall are projecting down to the floor. And they are the projections on the floor are a mirror image of what we see on the wall. Before we begin, let's pick up these tiles. And just to show off how this works, well, let's put this down first. Right, so starting off here, you can see that this panel here lights up, but it fails to light up on the second square. But when I wonder if this is going to work actually. I don't think I can show this off as the projection from the wall is a corner piece. No, it doesn't. So basically we have to make a pathway across here that also aligns with the purple lights on the wall. So I'm going to start off by putting these two pieces right here. I think one was already there, but I wasn't really concentrating while I was talking. Let's bring this down. I'm going to keep this piece here. I think this piece here is a red herring. As you can see, there is only one horizontal piece. I don't think it matters if we start here or here, as long as they line up. Well, actually, it does matter because the end line is in the center here. Okay. Yes, we can examine each of these blank squares. It's not exactly exciting, but there we go. Now hopefully these will match up. Yes, there we go.
I hate to say it, but this is so much easier alone.
Oh, don't pay those statues any mind. They're just all previous adventurers who are not nearly as clever as you.
Well, they are somewhat as clever as us, because they got this far.
Who sculpted those guards?
I couldn't shake the feeling that they seem like first drafts, failed attempts at some larger art project.
Rude? Just as I suspected.
Alright, well, it was nice talking to you, but we have some business to attend to.
Don't worry, Mr. Majesty. He'll learn his lesson. Such a shame how parents treat their kids these days.
And here we have yet another sliding tile puzzle. We just need to clear a pathway across to the end, like we have been doing for the last 2 videos.
This puzzle was light on teenage angst, and I appreciated that.
We need to put these statue pieces onto this plinth right here. I'm going to start with the head because it just looks ridiculous when we do.
I wish I could just snap and bring you to the end of the labyrinth, but alas, I lack opposable thumbs. I'm afraid you'll just have to solve this on your own. I don't mean to salt a wound, but are you even sure that he's your son? It's not like you're cut from the same cloth. How do you know this Alexander is not an imposter?
Well, it turns out that this puzzle is possible, even with that icebox sitting there.
I almost wished I had Alexander's fire to solve this one, but I would get through it without any dark magic.
Have I made a mistake here? No, it should be okay.
No magic needed to solve this.
But how did you resolve your fight? I need some tips to get Gart to be nicer to me.
Are you sure something else isn't bothering him? Have you tried asking him? Or are you assuming it has to do with you?
Well, he's cordial to everyone else.
I might dig a little deeper into that.
Right, we have a puzzle with a difference. It still involves moving blocks. But this one is very similar to the dueling game from the first episode. As you can see here, we need to slide across the ice. But that means changing in the direction of the knights. We can probably see at the bottom here, there is another level. So let's head down. We need to turn these tiles around. You can see the shadows on the board here, which indicates where the knights actually are. But the way they are configured right now, it's impossible to get across.
Okay, this one might be a little easier with 2 people.
Here we go, there is a 3rd level. So before we move the tiles, we may as well get the knights in place. And I think all but one needs to be turned around. Yeah, you're fine. It's just you now.
Okay, so some help on this would have been nice. Might have saved my back a bit.
We're going to start from the end and work way backwards because this is how we move the tiles around. Now, I believe our end point... Let's see, I think the pathway we're going to take is starting from here, which means going this way, up to the knight just here, across to here, and then up here. Right, that's fine. Cool beans. Oh, yes, of course. Oh well, that wasn't too bad. I say that while I make a mistake. There we go, hopefully. I'm hoping that this is the end of the tile puzzles, but we still have a fair amount of game to go. Ta-da!
This is great and all, but are you sure Gart shouldn't be listening to this? He's the one who started it all. He needs to apologize.
It's not always about who's right and who started it, Gwendolyn. Have you tried approaching Gart calmly? You might be surprised what you find.